Keanu Reeves once said, "Every struggle in your life has shaped you into the person you are today. Be thankful for the hard times, they can only make you stronger." And when he said those words, he wasn't repeating a line from a movie, he was speaking from a lifetime of silence, loss, and quiet courage. Imagine a boy born in Beirut, Lebanon, whose father walked out when he was just 3 years old, leaving behind a child who would grow up chasing peace in a world that never promised him any. He moved from city to city, country to country, carrying a suitcase full of uncertainty and dreams that didn't seem to belong anywhere. Keanu never had stability, never had roots, yet he learned early that sometimes the world doesn't hand you a home, you build one inside yourself. As a teenager, he struggled with dyslexia, and school felt like a battlefield. Words swam on the page, and teachers doubted his future. But Keanu found freedom not in classrooms, but in movement, in storytelling, in acting, not to be famous, but to express, to heal, to belong. He found pieces of himself in characters who were lost too. Yet life didn't stop testing him. When his best friend River Phoenix died suddenly, the world saw only another Hollywood tragedy, but Keanu lost a brother, someone who understood his silence. He carried that pain not with anger, but with compassion, turning grief into gentleness. Years later, when love entered his life through Jennifer Syme, it seemed like hope was returning, but fate had other plans. Their daughter was stillborn, and soon after, Jennifer lost her life in a tragic accident. Keanu's world shattered again, and instead of running from pain, he sat with it, quietly, humbly, like a man who knows that some wounds never close, they just become part of who you are. He didn't curse the universe, he didn't chase attention, he simply kept living, kept giving. That's why when people say Keanu Reeves is different, they're right. He walks through pain, not above it. He rides the subway, talks to strangers, gives away his earnings, because he understands something the world often forgets: kindness doesn't need an audience. When his coworkers speak about him, they talk about how he took pay cuts to help crew members get fair salaries, how he gave gifts to stunt teams not for publicity, but because gratitude was his way of breathing. He doesn't preach about compassion, he practices it quietly. Every scar he carries became a lesson in empathy, every heartbreak became an invitation to understand others more deeply. There's something powerful about a man who has every reason to turn bitter, but instead chooses to turn kind. Keanu reminds us that pain doesn't define you, your response to it does. Maybe you too have walked through nights that felt endless, through losses that made you question everything. But like Keanu, your story isn't just about what broke you, it's about what you rebuilt after the breaking. Strength isn't born in comfort, it's forged in the fire of what you survive. And sometimes, the most beautiful souls are the ones who have been through the darkest storms and still choose to love softly. Keanu's silence speaks louder than fame. It says, even in a noisy world, you can live gently, humbly, meaningfully. He doesn't chase validation because he knows that peace doesn't come from applause, it comes from alignment, from knowing who you are when no one is watching. He sits alone at cafes, rides alone on motorcycles, not because he's lonely, but because solitude is sacred, it's where healing happens. He's a reminder that you don't have to shout your worth, you can whisper it through your actions. Pain, when accepted, becomes transformation. Every heartbreak is an invitation to grow wiser, softer, stronger, and Keanu Reeves has turned his pain into purpose. He gives without expecting, forgives without forgetting, and moves forward without fear. Maybe that's why audiences connect so deeply to his roles, because behind every character, there's a real human being who has tasted loss, who has walked through fire, and yet still believes in light. The world needs more souls like that, people who remind us that it's okay to hurt, it's okay to heal, it's okay to begin again. So if you're listening right now, and life has been heavy, remember this: you are not broken, you are becoming. Every struggle, every setback, every scar is shaping the person you were always meant to be. You are not behind, you are being refined. Don't run from your pain, let it teach you. Don't silence your heart, let it guide you. And when you finally rise again, don't forget to be gentle, like Keanu, because true strength doesn't roar, it whispers kindness through every act of love you give back to the world.